out of all of the players on the planet that we could have got for 60 million quid, we signed Kai Havertz.
Does he add more goals? Does he add more leadership? For me, the answer is a big fat no.
I just cannot for the life of me understand how Arsenal Football Club can see Kai Havertz as being the answer to whatever problem that they currently need solved.
Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta says Kai Havertz is starting to feel settled at the club after scoring again.
I really think he's a top player as a number 10 or a midfielder.
I think I missed Kai Havertz today.
We really did miss Kai Havertz today, I felt like.
When Arsenal need a last-minute winner, a clunky finish, a bit of height in the box, Kai Havertz is quickly becoming that guy.
Where he's playing now, maybe it's his best position.
From Bundesliga wonderboy to the most polarizing player in the Premier League, the career of Kai Havertz has been nothing short of a roller coaster, but the bumpy ride seems to have finally settled down, as Mikel Arteta is transforming the German right before our very eyes. This is how Kai Havertz is evolving at Arsenal. Welcome back, guys. You're watching the Sideline Starters, and my name is Andy, first team all sideline. Drop a like to make sure YouTube doesn't hide any of my videos from your feed, and once you've done that, let's get started. Now, before we explain the type of player Kai Havertz is now, we need to understand the type of player he used to be. Wind the clocks back about 6 years and we find ourselves in Germany, where a 17-year-old Havertz was making a name for himself at Bayer Leverkusen. The young attacking midfielder was blessed with the uncommon combination of dominant size and incredibly fluid ball control, and was widely regarded as one of the most promising players on the planet. But no skill set brought him more attention than his goal scoring, as he exploded in the 2018-19 season, scoring 17 league goals at just 19 years of age. A goal output made possible by a tactical system that deployed Havertz as a second striker behind traditional number 9 Kevin Volland, a role that ironically allowed Havertz to be the focal point of the offense, giving him freedom to make late runs into the box, take precise long shots from just outside of it, and show off his poaching ability in the air. A 20-year-old Kai would replicate this form the following season, racking up 12 goals and doubling his assist total from the year prior, as his positional charts from 2018 and 2019 show us a player who thrived in that second striker role, attacking midfield and even on the right wing. Versatility that earned the youngster an €80 million move to London Giants Chelsea in 2020. And while Kai still showed glimpses of his potential and even managed to score the game-winning goal in the 2021 Champions League final, his overall offensive output was a far cry from the player we had seen flourish in Germany, as the once clinical finisher was suddenly missing sitters in front of goal. Now, we can chalk up Havertz's decline to a bunch of factors, with the first being that the Premier League posed tougher competition than the Bundesliga, and that Havertz was simply failing to raise his level to the standard required. But I feel that the truth is a little more nuanced than that. We should remember that Havertz joined Chelsea during a time of disarray, and would be coached by 4 different managers during his 3-year stint, and ultimately wound up being forced to play as a traditional center forward, a position that simply doesn't suit him. In fact, when we take a look at his goal output when directly compared to the percentage of games he plays as a center forward, we see that he's significantly less productive the more often he plays there. So imagine the look on everyone's face when Mikel Arteta revealed that Kai Havertz would be the first signing of the 2023 summer window, immediately following a season where Arsenal had announced themselves as legitimate title contenders. To say that the football community questioned the signing of Kai Havertz would be an understatement.
I don't quite understand why there is this fascination, this obsession with Kai Havertz.
It's a crazy deal. It doesn't make sense to me.
Just looking at his face, I want to punch him.
And while part of that reaction stems from our culture's toxic tendency to belittle footballers whenever we get the chance, I also believe that a large part of that unified confusion around his signing had a lot to do with the uncertainty of his position.
I'm yet to be convinced.
I don't get where he's going to play.
Yeah, nobody really knows his actual position. I'm not saying it's a great signing for Arsenal, by the way. I'm still a bit, where's he going to fit in?
And honestly, it was a bit difficult to figure out how he would fit in given how Arsenal lined up last season. In the 2022-23 campaign, Arsenal were almost exclusively seen in a 3-2-5 in possession, an imposing system that featured a ball-playing back 3 anchored by William Saliba, an inverted fullback and defensive progressor at the base of a box midfield led by Martin Odegaard, the league's best wingers in Gabriel Martinelli and Bukayo Xhaka out wide, with the new signing Gabriel Jesus slotting in as a number 9. And the one thing each and every one of these players have in common, apart from being absolutely crucial to Arsenal's title aspirations, is that they all returned to the club this season to give it another go. Yes, all of Arsenal's starting 11 returned for the 2023-24 season, except for one player, their box-to-box left 8 Granit Xhaka. The Swiss captain enjoyed an incredible redemption arc with the Gunners thanks to the new role Arteta deployed him in last season. Instead of tasking the error-prone Xhaka with the risky responsibility of building out from the back, he was told to finagle his way inside the box and wind up on the receiving end of those passes instead. An offensive role that saw him score a career-best 9 goals across all competitions last season, when he had only scored 14 goals in his previous 6, which just goes to show you how important a manager can be when it comes to unlocking a player's potential. Xhaka went from one of Arsenal's most divisive players to an absolute fan favorite in the span of just 12 months, which is exactly what Arteta planned to do with Kai Havertz. Granit's transfer to Bayer Leverkusen in the summer left a big hole in that left A position, which is right where Kai is slotted into this season. As the new member of Arteta's box midfield, Havertz is finally allowed to do the things we know he's capable of, which is using his incredible size to hold up play for the rest of his teammates, and bullying through the opposition as he runs into open space. His attacking intelligence and understanding of space is perhaps his most dangerous quality, as emphasized by Arteta himself.
A football brain, how he understands when to move, how to move, when to stay, when to run, it's phenomenal.
It's this attacking IQ that's allowed Havertz to be a real difference maker for Arsenal this season, nabbing 4 goals and 1 assist in 18 league appearances so far, with almost every one of those goal contributions arriving when the Gunners needed it most, as he scored the lone goal in their 1-0 victory over Brentford, nabbed the 3-3 equalizer against Luton Town that started Arsenal's 4-3 comeback, and scored the 89th minute put-away against De Zerbi's Brighton. But the moment Arteta probably appreciates the most was when Havertz used his body to hold off Man City's defenders before laying it off to Gabriel Martinelli in a 1-0 victory over the treble winners that might actually wind up deciding who wins the Premier League. I mean, it's obviously too early to tell, but that's exactly what Havertz was brought in to do. He's an intelligent big game player who can thrive in an environment that caters to his strengths, as we can see by his amazing offensive percentiles amongst Europe's midfielders, with his standouts being his touches in the attacking penalty area, total shots, and aerial duels won. But Havertz isn't just offensively productive. He also plays a big role in how Arteta sets his team up off the ball, as he drops deeper into a midfield 3 whenever Arsenal transition into their typical 4-3-3 on defense, and more interestingly can also be seen leading the press alongside Gabriel Jesus when Arsenal used a 4-4-2 out of possession, and his defensive responsibility at second striker has worked out seamlessly so far, as we can see by Havertz's percentiles for total tackles, interceptions, and ball recoveries amongst forwards per 90, a defensive presence that Arsenal fans actually admitted to missing after their 2-0 loss to West Ham.
It's absolutely insane that I have to say this, but we really did miss Kai Havertz today, I felt like.
Which just about confirms the progress of Kai's evolution, and it's all thanks to someone finally letting him cook. But what do you guys think? Are you still not entirely convinced by Havertz yet? Let me know in the comment section below, and drop a like if you enjoyed today's video. As always, I'm Andy, first team all sideline. Till next time, everyone.